cat 1. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to check the leg length first. I'm going to separate their ankles 14 inches apart. I'm going to have her push out to my hands. Good. Bring it back. I'm going to place my thumbs on the inferior of the malleolus. And I'm looking for the medial malleolus that's most superior. And from there, that will be the short leg. So for instance, her right one is short. This step would be the chap fiber analysis. So what I'm going to do is the doctor's going to be seated. I'm going to have the patient lay face down. I'm going to find the end of the scapula and the clavicle. That will be 0.7. That's where the V is. And then I'm going to find T1. I'm going to go 3 to 3/4 of lateral of an inch out. And that will be zone 1. And right in between that in the arch form is zone 4. So what I'm going to do is palpate zone 1 through 7 to see which one is the most tender, both sides. And then, for example, if zone 4 on the left side is the most tender, then I will go to palpate C4, T6, and then L2 to find the most tender one, and then I will adjust. My adjustment is I to S, and just a simple thrust. This is step 11, heel tension. There's 3 ways to check heel tension. So first, you can check it bilaterally with both webs, dorsiflexing the foot. Or you can check it one at a time, both hands supporting the web, dorsiflexing each foot. Or you can squeeze the Achilles tendon. See which one is thicker. Heel tension should be on the side of the short leg. So we said in the last video that the short leg is on the right side. And then if it is not, then you pick up the leg and you would dorsiflex and plantar flex the foot and the ankle, and then recheck. So after I determine the heel tension, I will now do the atlas dural subluxation. So what I'm going to do in this step is have the patient turn their head left and right while I put my thumbs at the heel of their feet. And what I'm feeling for is a little thump as they're rotating their head. Go ahead and rotate your head to the right, to the left. So in this situation, I forgot to tell the patient to go back to neutral, so I'm going to do it one more time. Can you turn to the right? And go back to neutral. To the left. Okay. I didn't feel a thump on the left leg. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to traction the long leg side and pull S to I for 10 seconds. So remember the right leg was a short leg. So for 10 seconds. And then I'm going to have the patient turn their head to the right side because I didn't feel on the left. And I'm going to traction this leg for another 10 seconds, S to I. And then I'm going to have the patient turn their head to the left, which is the side that I didn't feel the thump on. And I'm going to traction both legs. 10 second on and 10 second off. For 3 times. Once I'm done with that, then I will recheck the calcaneal. So go ahead and turn your head to the right. Go ahead and turn your head to neutral. Now to the left. Okay. And that will complete my atlas dural subluxation. After the atlas dural subluxation, the next step is step 12, which is the major crest sign in the dollar sign. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the patient L4. Okay. And then I'm going to put my thumbs there. Push my thumbs lateral and medial together to elicit the pain. Okay. To find the sign, I'm going to go 3 inches lateral to the patient. And I'm going to use all 4 fingers going lateral and medial on both sides. And I'm going to find the side with the most significant, and that side will be the major side. For this, the left side is the major side. For the dollar sign, I'm going to find the patient PSIS. I'm going to go 2 inches lateral and 3 inches down. What I'm feeling for here is recoil and the sponginess. So this side right here is the most, it's a more significant side, which is the right side. This is step 13, which is count 1 blocking. So we have determined that on her left side, her crest side, which is the myogenic, has myogenic issue, is the major, and then the right side, the dollar sign, which is the neurogenic issue, is the major. So what I'm going to now is I'm going to do the cat 1 blocking. So first off, I am going to have the patient lift up on all fours, and I'm going to stick this block 4 inches above her iliac crest. Go ahead and sit down. Okay. Secondly, we have determined that her right leg was the short leg. So what we're going to do is we're going to block this one wedging 45 degrees superior to the greater trochanter. Okay. And then I'm going to walk clockwise to the other side. And I'm going to block this inferior at the ASIS. So as of right now, I have her blocked. I'm going to see if they balance and to see if the crest sign and the dollar sign become symmetric. And I'm going to stand up here to check the body balance. And if it doesn't get balanced within 3 to 4 breathing cycle, then I would go to the muscle. So now after I place the patient on blocks, my next step is to correct the crest sign and the dollar sign. I only either set one or the other, and there's 3 rules. Never adjust a patient on blocks, never remove the blocks to adjust, and the other one is always adjust the major side first. So if we had a crest major sign on the left side, for instance, this is already set up like that, so I would do a toggle on the ish tube. So, and then I would walk clockwise to the other side, and I would do an iliac crest roll. Okay, now to fix a dollar sign, for instance, if that side was the major side, I'm going to walk clockwise again for demonstration. I would do the glute scoop. So put my hands together and scoop. And then I would do the PSIS toggle on the opposite side. And then if it doesn't work, then I would do some addendum, which means if the crest sign does not stabilize or fix itself, I would goad the muscles on that side. So I would have my hand stabilizing the sacrum, and I would be goading it. And then for the dollar sign, I will have my hand on the healthy stabilizing side and goad on the weak side. So this is step 15, the sacral base. What I'm going to have now, what I will be doing is seeing if the patient has a sacral base positive, negative, or neutral. So what I would do is ungown the patient, ask to palpate. May I palpate? Yes. Find L5. Place my thumb with my finger pointing superiorly and forcefully cough. Okay, cough again. So the patient is still on blocks. If the thumb goes towards the ceiling, that will be a sacral base positive. If it goes up in 45 degrees, that is sacral base neutral. And if it goes just towards the head, that will be a sacral base negative. And to correct those, if it's a sacral base positive, then you move the block into a happy face. Okay, which is going superior inferiorly. That one's currently on the ASIS pointing down, so this one would be the greater trochanter. And this would go smiley face in. If it's a sacral base negative, then it would be a frowning face. So you would stick the block I to S. And if it's sacral base neutral, you would stick the block between the ASIS and the greater trochanter, paralleling each other. Okay, and then also there's a few things that you also need to do to correct this. So for a sacral base positive, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put pressure down the apex, and I'm going to press down on inhalation, and what I'm looking for is blanching or hyperemia. And then for the sacral base negative, I will be pressing down on exhalation, and then for the neutral, I will be rocking the apex to look for blanching and hyperemia. So it would look something like this for sacral apex. For the sacral base neutral, and then can I have you inhale and exhale? So press down. Okay, and then do one more time. And exhale. Pressing down on exhale, that would be the sacral base negative. So the last step of category 1 is step 16, which is the vasomotor. So after the sacral base, after the pumping motion, we should see a blanching or hyperemia spot on the back. And what we're going to do now is find that area. Let's say perhaps is a block like T8, T7, T8, T9. So I'm going to palpate the patient. And let's just say T9, they say that is the most tenderness. So I'm going to press on it until I feel dampness. And then use for sake of the demonstration, I'm going to stand this side. Then I'm going to use my chiropractic index finger and my thumb on C7. And I'm going to gently press on the spinous process of T9 and C7. And hold still on C7 until I feel the dampness. And after that, I will set the vertebra, which means I'm going to have an I to S motion. If it's a sacral base positive, I will adjust on inhalation. If it's a sacral base negative, I will adjust on exhalation. And if it's a sacral base or neutral, I can adjust on either or. So, and it will look like this.